He happens to be the former governor of Arkansas and one of the leading GOP presidential candidates, they say, governor, for next time around. So, as somebody who I'm sure has no interest whatsoever in what's going to happen in 2012, you tell me, is it likely? Is he going to get challenged?
I don't think so, because he's going to start out with $1 billion, and that's a pretty big mountain to climb, even for Michael Bloomberg. Doesn't mean he can't or won't have a challenge. But look, I think there's a reason that Hillary Clinton is halfway around the world today. She's harder to find probably than the people that were running the car chase in L.A. She may be the smartest person because she's got the best alibi in the country. You know, she saw this train wreck coming and took off for Cambodia. You can't get much further away from the elections than that. Yeah. But it still comes down to, people look at today's election and they say, oh my, look what the trouble is. But 2 years ago, Barack Obama was riding the surf, and everybody said the Republican Party is dead.
Dead.
Well,
for generations.
Hardly. You know, it's like the night of the living dead. The bodies now have come back up, and this is the sequel to Twilight, if you will, because in a very short period of time, things in politics can change dramatically. So if Mike Bloomberg were to run, I think he might have real support in Wall Street. But I don't see it happening beyond New York. So if he wants to be president of New York, maybe so. But let him go to Iowa and try out his philosophy of anti-gun, pro-abortion.
Well, that's what a lot of people say. That folks on the right say, look, we tried the moderate Republican last time around with John McCain. You know, he was no conservative, and look how that worked out. So should we, the next time, pick somebody who is a true conservative to run against, whether it's Barack Obama or somebody else, somebody who's a true liberal?
I think people misunderstand what the country is looking for. I still don't think that they're looking for someone who meets a horizontal profile of either left enough or right enough. What they're looking for is someone who meets a vertical profile. Are they going to take the country up instead of down? And they'll be willing to forgive for maybe some nuances on the horizontal plane. They will not forgive for really failing to lead on the vertical. So if jobs are going to be increased, if you're going to see the economy improve, those are vertical signs. Those are problem-solving issues that a president's going to get credit for. What Barack Obama's in trouble for is not so much that he was horizontally to the left, though, you know, frankly, a lot of Republicans think that's what it's all about. It's the fact that unemployment's still hovering at 10%. Yeah. It's millions of people are out of work. People are earning less money than
his chances for re-election go way up. The approval rating goes way up.
And the Republicans were going to have to decide, are they going to run a candidate, or are they going to have their own demolition derby that first goes through and butchers their own candidates before they ever get to the big dance to go against Obama.
It's got to be a primary. Now, I got to ask you this. There was a report from Politico the other day that said top GOP presidential contenders, you were mentioned as one of them, Romney was mentioned as another one. They didn't pin it on you. They said top advisors to the top GOP presidential contenders for 2012 are now saying they have one main mission, and that's stop Sarah Palin.
Well, first of all, it couldn't be me because I don't have any advisors. Nobody wants to be seen with me publicly or privately these days. But I think that's such utter nonsense. Look, Sarah Palin has every much as a right to go out there and campaign and run as anybody else does. And frankly, if she does, she's going to be hard to stop within the Republican process because people love her. She's a solid conservative. Absolutely. She takes the oxygen out of the room in many, many rallies and events. So this idea that they're going to stop Sarah Palin, you know, that's not going to happen because Sarah Palin's strength doesn't come from those insiders. That's what they don't get. It comes from the very people who have as much disdain for the insiders as Sarah Palin does.
Before we go, what's your plan?
My plan? I'll be here through the night, and we'll see how
Are you going to be a presidential contender?
It's not a decision that I'm going to make until much, much later. I know.
Come on, you're so doing it. It's obvious.
No, I'm really.
Just admit it.
I'm right now very content. I have this wonderful gig at Fox News Channel. It's terrific. I do radio every day.
You just love Iowa. You just love to visit Iowa. That has nothing to do with possible presidential hopes.
But I love it because I spent a lot of time, made a lot of friends there. But here's the thing: because I have done it before, I understand something about what I'd be getting to. Yeah. But that's also the negative. I've done it before, and I know what I would be getting into. Yeah. It is a grueling process, and the saddest part, I wish it were more about the ideas that you were raising. Unfortunately, it's more about the money that you're raising. And the media will make this a process issue rather than a policy debate. And it ought to be about the policies, not the process.
You
How
know,
much money
with
do
the
you
unemployment
raise?
numbers and so on that we're seeing now, maybe that changes. I don't know. It didn't for the midterms, but
no.
All right, Governor, I agree with you. Davenport, Iowa. I tried a case there for 3 months, and it's a beautiful town. I can see why you go back repeatedly.
Lovely people.
It has nothing to do with politics. Thank you, Governor Mike Huckabee, everybody.